Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com, your daily market recap. Last day in Thailand, tomorrow back in China. Like, subscribe, stay tuned for the rest of the video. So let's see what's my friends brought us today. Another day, another doji. As you can see, 3 consecutive dojis below this orange trend line, below the 473, 474 area. This orange trend line goes way back as support and resistance. Since September of 2022, it was resistance over here, then became support, resistance, support, and since February of 2023, resistance, but it's a good resistance for the higher highs. Then it became support for the higher lows, and now, once again, resistance. Let's see where SPY will take us. Once we see a doji, especially 3 consecutive dojis, we know that market is an indecision state. So if the market cannot decide, we surely cannot decide. All we need to do is ask ourselves, what if? What if bulls will take control back above the 474? What will happen next? Where SPY might be heading next? You have Fibonacci 481, new all-time highs, and then 491, and then towards the 500 together with this upper orange trend line. What if bulls of SPY will take some rest, cool off below the 467.60? We have all the levels to the downside, and we have the 441 gap. Remember, more than 85-90% of all gaps will get filled throughout time. QQQ, another perfect example of why trend lines and Fibonacci, it's all we need as traders to help us understand where price might be heading next. QQQ, this yellow trend line is the resistance, but once again, it's a good resistance. How can it be a good resistance? This is a perfect example. It's a resistance that shows us the higher highs since September 3 months ago. Higher highs. Now, as you can see in the past 4 sessions, this yellow trend line together with the 406, it's always a combination of candlestick analysis, trend lines, and Fibonacci levels. Where price might be heading next above this area, we have Fibonacci to the upside, 412, 421. What will happen if the 401 will fail to hold? You don't need to guess. Just look at the Fibonacci levels to the downside and manage your risk accordingly. Dow Jones, after a massive bullish run, 3 consecutive dojis. Now we can take Fibonacci once again and ask Fibonacci where price might be heading next. 368 needs to hold the support above 374 together with this orange trend line. This orange trend line, also same as the SPY, goes way back as support to June of 2022. Support over here, support over here, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now, once again, all this area resistance. Let's see if bulls of the Dow have more power in their hands to break up above this area, and then Fibonacci tells us 391 and 402 are next in line. IWM still struggling with the 200. This 200 is a very tough resistance, as you can see, since April of 2022. Each and every time price of IWM reaches this 200 area, it's having a rough time to break up and above. And also in the last 3 sessions, as you can see, the 200, very tough resistance. We have this gap. In my opinion, this gap needs to get filled, and the sooner the better. And then maybe next leg up towards the 210 and 223. Bitcoin basically moving sideways, as you can see, between the 41,350 and the 44,500 to the upside. Long continuation above 44,500 towards the 50K. If price of Bitcoin will fail to hold above the 40,400, we will see once again 36,700 to the downside. Ethereum still holding strong above this yellow trend line that helps us to identify the higher lows since October. Now we have slight downtrend pullback, as you can see, and if you cannot see, all you need to do is take trend lines and do like this. Another one over here, and what do you see? Some will see bull flag, some will see other patterns, but all we need to do is follow price, and if we want to go long on Ethereum, we need to wait for a break up and above this slight pullback, prefer above the 2300 towards the 24, and then we will see 2750 to the upside. Gold continue its way, sideways move, 2000 holding. Below it we will meet this orange trend line. Above 2040 we will see this upper orange trend line to the upside. Overall, gold is in some kind of an uptrend channel, but if you want to go long on gold, in my opinion, you need to wait. And of course, everything you see and hear on my channel is for educational purposes only. It's your money, you know the drill. You need to take care of your own money. It's good to get ideas, but in the end of the day, you need to manage your own risk. Long continuation on gold above 2035 towards 2100. Below the 2000, we will meet this orange trend line to the downside. KRE now heading back, closing this gap, and once this gap will get filled, we can take Fibonacci, and let's see where KRE will head next. Once this gap will get filled, we will see a touch at the 50-40, and then maybe next leg up back to this upper border of this uptrend channel towards the 54.70 to the upside. SOXX, 2 consecutive days with a doji. Not surprising, SOXX bulls needs time to relax. Nothing goes up forever, same as nothing goes down forever. After this bull run, bulls of SOXX needs to cool off, relax a little bit. Long continuation above 576 towards the 600, and then we will meet 630 and this orange yellow trend line at the 660. Let me know in the comments below when and if we will see SOXX at the 660. Very interesting to know your thoughts. Let me know. Will we meet this gap first and then next leg up towards the 660, or next leg up above 576 towards this area? Let me know in the comments below. And while you comment below, just take 1 second, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It will help me very much. Let's grow this channel together. Let's help reach more traders and help them to become better traders each and every day. Help more traders stop following others. Help more traders to be their own indicator. Apple, also not surprising, indecision in the market. 1, 2, 3 consecutive dojis. Long continuation on Apple above 200 towards this orange trend line. All the rest we have to the downside to follow and manage our risk. Meta almost 3% to the upside, bouncing once again from this support zone, heading towards this upper resistance zone. Can Meta finally make a move, break up and above this purple zone to the upside? And if so, where Meta might be heading next? As you can see, next resistance is the 350, then 361 together with this purple resistance zone. Above it, don't guess, you have all future resistance levels from Fibonacci. All you need to do is check the links in the description below. Choose your path, the one-on-one live program or the pre-recorded online program. Both programs available in English or Hebrew. Both programs, I guarantee, lifetime access for support and guidance from me until you will say to yourself, I don't need anyone. I can do it by myself. So check it out. Google. Now 136 is the resistance. Above it we will meet 141. Above 141, in my opinion, 155 will come very fast, but 130 needs to hold. If 130 will fail to hold, we will fill this gap at the 126, touch at the 124, 70 to the downside, Netflix 3% to the upside. And if you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, you know these levels, you know this trend line, because we drew them a few days back, and here we are. High of the day of Netflix towards this trend line, got rejected. Now this area, the 481, 480 needs to hold the support. It was a very tough resistance, as you can see over here, as you can see over here, and as you can see over here. Today broke up above, managed to close, now needs to get retested as support. We also have a gap over here that needs to get filled. So we just take a line like this and we mark it. That's it. This is technical analysis. Make it easy, make it simple. It should be simple because our lives as traders are tough enough and hard enough. It's a big difference between being a good technical analyst, being good at looking at charts, drawing support, resistance areas, drawing trend lines. I can teach you this in 1 hour, maybe 2. Depends on both of us. But to become a trader, it's a different world. You need the mental resilience. You need the risk management. You need to know how to manage your risk according to your risk tolerance, according to your daily routine life. What suits me doesn't suit you. This is a very important thing. We go thoroughly during my one-on-one live mentorship program or the pre-recorded. We learn how to trade, how to manage risk, customize to you, customize to your daily routine, what suits you, what doesn't suit you. And if you want to become a professional trader and still hold your 9-to-5 job, your daily job, perfectly fine. You can do it. You don't need to quit your job, your daily job, to become a professional trader. You can be a professional swing trader and still hold your 9-to-5 job. Perfectly fine. 2 sources of income. You can do it. Help me help you to do it. I know it. I've been there. Nvidia once again, 505, tough resistance, long continuation above it, 583. This trend line needs to hold. Below this trend line, we are going into a double top scenario, closing this gap at the 423 and back to the 400s. Microsoft, basically moving sideways. Let's clean the chart a little bit. With your permission, of course, because we like our charts clean and clear. 366 holding support, 374, 375 tough resistance. You can see it. Fibonacci help us to identify it much more easy. Long continuation above the 374. Above it, 384. Short below the 366 toward the 361, 356, and then back to the 340 area. Shopify, once again, broadening formation at its best. As you can see, the upper border of the broadening formation, tough resistance together with the 78. What will happen to Shopify if it will break above the 78? No need to guess. We are going towards the 82 and then 96 to the upside. Breaking below the 74.80, this gap needs to get filled before the next leg up, maybe a touch at the 72. Below 72, we will revisit this red line to the downside. Broadening formation is the only true formation that price moves in. Aggregates, moves, call it whatever you want. Tesla broke a few days back above this major resistance zone. Now heading towards this orange line, higher highs. As you can see, it helps us to identify where price might be heading next. And once again, you have this broadening formation. 246 now is the support. Below it, we will revisit this red zone. From support, from resistance, we will revisit it as support before the next leg up. Breaking once again below this red zone, and this gap will get filled. Never guess, never be biased. Always ask yourself, what if? What if price will continue north? You have this orange trend line. Above this orange trend line, don't guess. Take Fibonacci. Above this orange trend line, we will meet 266, 285, and 308 to the upside. This area, the 241, together with this red zone, needs to hold. What if breaking below? You have the levels and you have this gap to the downside. Always ask yourself, what if? What if? What if? AMD, what if 142 to the upside will break? We're heading towards the 160 together with this orange trend line below 136. As you can see, after this massive bull run on AMD in just few days, now 4 consecutive dojis, AMD bulls are resting. If they will keep resting, bears will take control, breaking below the 136, and we will see 131, 125.40 to the downside. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe. Don't forget, every day, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we are going live. Until then, stay safe.